they took the lead with, right?
Yes.
And all of a sudden, the momentum swings wildly back to Dallas because the kid finally made a mistake.
Right.
And here we come, and there they go. And who knows what happens from that point on. But in the end, you know and I know, it was your first words out of your mouth yesterday, which you punished me with. but the point is, it just unfortunately came down to Dakota Prescott.
Yeah.
It's number 4 or bust, and you have to make one play. And he couldn't make one play.
No.
Seriously, one play. So just to drive home the gravity of my pain here today and where I'm about to go with this, could we just quickly show everybody, in case somebody missed some of this? I think nobody in the known world missed any of this, but let's just bang through these plays quickly just to show. This is the first interception, and that gives them 3 points.
Well, yeah, look how
it gives them 3 points.
Can't be late.
Here's the second interception. The 2nd and 2 at the 18. This cancels out at least 3 for us, maybe 7. And then here's the throw to CD that he is so run by, he is so open that could have been 3 or 7. And then CD's got a step, and if you get that ball out where he can run to it, that could be 3 or 7. And then finally, this is to Gallup, and he's gone, open. He might still be running with it. Let's do 3 or 7. Okay, so here's what I did. I'm going to do, of those 5 plays, there was a maximum points that could have been scored off those 5 plays of 24 points. I know I'm going to the max if you hit the lottery on every one of those throws. But a minimum point scored on those uncashed plays was 12 points.
Correct.
Well, the final score was, as you know, 19 to 12. So you give them, that would have been 24 to 19 right there.
Right.
So those are cashable points, and I believe Maher can make those mid-range sort of field goals.
Right.
My point is, it came down to the quarterback. My point is that you and I have gone back and forth, back and forth. Is he good enough to win a Super Bowl?
You said yeah.
Well, I had to, because I have no choice until this moment right now, because the flip side of it is he just never going to be anything more than middle of the pack Dak, who will always tease you into believing he can go farther than he can carry them? Is his ceiling maybe one playoff game a year here and there, like every other year? Is that his ceiling?
Well,
yes.
I think, here's the thing, what I think, Skip. How about we find a way to be in between where he was Sunday and against Washington as opposed to where he was against Tampa? Can we get somewhere in between that? Because the thing is that his high is incredibly high. You look at what he did against Tampa. You said a 97 QBR, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He played a flawless game. And then he comes back. Bruh, we don't need you to replicate that again, but you can't go to the bottom of the sea.
No.
And that is the problem with a lot of quarterbacks. The really great quarterbacks, Skip, they can manage the low. They're not going to always be 325, 3 touchdowns, but they're able to. They're not going to give you 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions, a pick 6, or things like that. You have to be able to manage the low. And right now, I don't think Dak has found a way to manage his low, because when he steps off the cliff.
I agree. So what you're saying is his ceiling is actually an edge of the top 10 quarterback, but his floor is actually a bottom 10 quarterback, because when he goes south, he just goes south.
Yes. I think, Skip, Sunday, the 12th best quarterback in the league wins that game.
Okay, I told you, Cooper Rush wins that game just because he plays more clean football, more efficient, capable football, where he makes the play when it presents itself.
Well, you're not going to get that throw to CD down the sideline, because I don't think he got the arm to get it there.
I think his arm is better than you're giving it credit for.
You think so?
Boy, he threw some big balls at New York on Monday Night Football to CD. CD dropped one of them.
Skip, that was 50. That was like, 50-yarder that he hit CD with, right?
Okay, I got it. But my bottom line, my conclusion, my devastated conclusion is that Dak will always tease you without ever rewarding your patience in him. That this is it. This is who he is. But you've been preaching that from day one. I kept trying to make a 4th rounder into the 4th overall pick, because every once in a while he could give you those. This year he gave you the Bears game. He gave you the Vikings game. He gave you the Eagles game, and he gave you at Bucks and at Brady game. He gave you 4. And he also led the league in interceptions in only 12 games. It's hard to do, right?
It is. It's very hard to do.
So who is he? He's not who we need going forward. So to me, I think Jerry was so distraught after the game because he realized Dak Prescott is not the answer. He has defended him to the death. He's saying that turnovers are not in his DNA. And he even said after the game, he tried to make the statement, I really thought we could go places in this tournament with Dak as our quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, I think he also realized going home after the game on the flight home, this ain't the solution here. We need to do something dramatic because the clock is ticking on Jerry Jones.
Yes.
So to me, I think Dak should be on the trading block. And the only, I've gone back and forth with people about this, but we're going to talk about this story a little later. Aaron Rodgers is on the trading block. And I'm telling you right here, right now, if you could do it, maybe I'm playing fantasy football.
You want Aaron Rodgers on the Cowboys?
I don't think so. Listen, I'm not playing fantasy football here because the deals are pretty similar over the next 2 years. Their cap hits are about the same. Aaron's owed about $100 million, where Dak's cap hits over the next 2 years is $100 million. He's not worth it. You could also argue back to me that Aaron's not worth it at age 39 and 40, but I will tell you this. Is he not the ultimate Cowboy killer?
Yeah.
He is 8-2 lifetime against the Cowboys and 2-0 in the playoffs.
But then he might kill you once he get there.
Okay,
kill
he
you
might.
from within.
Okay, but I would, listen, I have to do year by year.
Okay.
If you told me right here, right now, with whatever team I have coming back, probably lose Dan Quinn as the coordinator, if you told me I could have Aaron Rodgers next year or Dak Prescott, I'm going Aaron Rodgers because, as you always tell me, he is a transcendent thrower of the football. He's also a big blame-deflecting, finger-pointing diva.
What about come playoff time? You still want him?
Okay, listen. Do I want Dak Prescott? No, I don't. I'll take Aaron Rodgers. At least he won a long ago, far away Super Bowl,
you
right?
remember that?
I do. Well, Mike McCarthy, would he love to reunite with Aaron Rodgers? Well, Aaron took him for a great ride, right? Okay. Could Aaron dredge it back up with a change of scenery? Could he just heave a sigh of relief getting out from under all the chaos in Green Bay and say, okay, watch this?
Does he want the pressure, Skip, of going to Cowboys because he's supposed to be?
Now, you know it's a great question.
He's the missing piece. I mean, when Peyton Manning went to Denver, with all that talent, they said, okay, you're the missing piece. When Tom went to Tampa, they said, because Bruce Arians says, hey, we'd have made the playoff if our quarterback didn't turn it over 30-plus times. So now does he want that pressure of being the missing piece to take this Cowboy team that you believe is talented enough, with the exception of the quarterback position, all the way home?
I can't answer for him. I just know what he is and what he is not. And I do believe that great quarterbacks late in their career sometimes truly benefit from a huge change of scenery where suddenly you do have some new good pressure. Peyton was forced to go to Denver because he got forced out the back door in Indianapolis. And all of a sudden he says, yeah, I'll do. Well, how about Brady going to Tampa? Oh, he got forced out. And he says, okay, watch this. Well, Aaron should be in the same caliber. He should be in the same echelon of one of those great older quarterbacks who says, okay, watch this, because Dallas is not untalented. I think we can agree on that. There's a lot of talent left there. And again, can they figure out how to get a little bit better? Maybe. Can Tony Pollard, are they going to re-sign him? Will he bounce back 1,000% off a broken leg? Maybe.
He should.
Maybe.
Right. I mean, but it's not like an ACL or Achilles injury.
It's not.
But the thing that I want you to get, they say we are what we repeatedly do, therefore it's not a singular act, it's a habit. What has Dak Prescott over the last 7 years repeatedly done?
He's turned the ball over.
Okay.
For a while, he was Fumbleina, and then he became Mr. Interception.
And then come playoff time, he's 2-4 in his 6 playoff starts. So come playoff time, he normally comes up really small. There hadn't been very many playoff games in which he hasn't turned the ball over at least once.
That is correct, but he'll give you a blip. He did beat Russell Wilson in a home playoff game, and then he'll do that, and he'll do that, and he'll do that in the last 2 games against San Francisco. Shannon Sharp, look at the torment I'm going through over the last 24 hours. I had to watch the 49ers beat us twice and go on to the NFC Championship game with Jimmy G at quarterback and Brock Purdy at quarterback. And I'm stuck with Dak Prescott? Are you kidding?
So that should tell you everything you need to know. Whichever teams get the better quarterback play, that's normally the team that advances.
It is.
It's just hard. It's just hard to overcome that. Teams, the way the league is set up now, Skip, the way you can throw the football and all the rules, it is just hard. You pack your defense, you bring your run game, but at some point in time, they're going to force that guy to throw the football. And when they force him to throw it, is he going to throw it to his guys or your guys?
Okay, you're so right. I'm actually coming over to your side of the table, and I'm saying, I threw Dak's jersey in the trash can on Sunday night For real. I mean, I was serious when I did it. I was angry.
No, Skip. It's not the jersey. It's not. It's,
Okay,
it's
but
that.
it's an act.
I know, but